For our final project, which was a design intervention, we decided to do it at a bus stop. Why? Because bus stops are really lifeless. If you look around, everybody's just on their phones doing nothing, and there's so much space to talk to each other, and oftentimes there's benches, but people don't even use them. So we brainstormed different ideas that would involve people to interact with each other, or at least add a little bit of life, or add a little bit something to improve the vibe of the overall bus stop. We did this by splitting up the group, so we were all working individually and brainstormed several ideas that would overall improve the vibe of the bus stop. When we regrouped, we noticed that our best ideas mostly consisted of bringing an existing item or game to the bus stop and seeing how that would change the overall bus stop experience. The next step was to get feedback on these prototypes. What we did was we built a Google form asking people about the overall bus stop experience and also about our individual prototypes and what they would like us to implement at the bus stop. This form received 35 responses. Over half the people at the bus stop averagely experience dread, anger, or boredom at the bus stop, with 40% of that being boredom itself. 31% was meh, whatever that means. Less than 10% consider themselves happy. People also admitted that they were very unlikely to interact with others at the bus stop. When it came to our ideas that people would like to see implemented, the biggest one was the heater. This is kind of obvious because it was in Colorado, but it really surprised us how many people went for this. The next biggest change was lighting, which makes sense because there's a lot of people who end up sitting at the bus stop in the dark. A lot of people also wanted music at the bus stop, which surprises me because usually music can be kind of annoying when you don't get to choose it. All the more fun ideas scored a lot less, but the highest scoring one was a whiteboard, where people could either draw or illustrate. So when it came to what we decided that people wanted us to implement, we realized that people really wanted us to implement the space heater or lighting, but due to electrical implications and the fact that we just logistically couldn't hook that up, we decided not to go with that. However, we decided to kit bash a few different ideas together between the whiteboard and the lighting and see what people would experience with that at the bus stop. The next step was the final implementation. We built out an interactive message board with festive colors and lighting and theft-resistant markers. We wanted to implement this message board at the Duane bus stop because that seems to be the most crowded one overall. So we picked a day, woke up early, illegally parked, and set up the message board, and this is what happened.
Up for about 2 hours now, and looks like we have some people riding on it, and I guess somebody knows what this is for, so I guess we'll come back in a few hours and see what else people have left for us. People wrote mostly clean notes. Yeah, it's just a lot of people saying good luck, which pretty wholesome. I would say that overall it was a success. Things that we could do better next time, I guess. The lights weren't super bright, so just brighter lights and I don't know, a way to make sure people write clean things because there were a few unclean things. But yeah, overall I thought it was really fun.
A lot more people ignored the whiteboard than we expected, and a lot of them didn't get their bus stop experience changed remotely. However, some stopped, smiled, and left a message for us, which was awesome. At around 3 o'clock, it seemed like there was a lot of traffic and it got hit a lot. This was awesome, so it means a lot of people got to leave great messages for other people. Overall, I think this makes this somewhat of a good success. You know, we didn't change everybody's experience, but we certainly changed a lot, and I'm glad we could do that.